What is up, everybody? This is I Break Cards, and welcome back to episode 7 of Cardboard Talks. Still in the single digits, but I'm having a lot of fun with this. And last week's episode was, of course, one I planned to have out, I believe it was 2 weeks ago. And then, things happened, things got out of control, and thus I released a different episode than expected. But feel free to go back and listen to some of the prior episodes. Several of you know, last week's episode was about the downfall of Fleer. That was intended to be episode 5. Instead, we talked about sellers who sell cards of players who recently pass away. An unfortunate subject, but a subject that was pretty prevalent and relevant to the time that I released it. So anyway, this is episode 7, and today we are talking about the world's rarest, and I'm quoting rarest, baseball card. And many of you have seen this on Twitter, and I finally saw it so much to where not only was I annoyed, but I also thought, let's do an episode on this because I know everybody has an opinion on this. So today we are talking about the world's rarest baseball card, and the owner of the account, eBay and Twitter, basically promotes cards that many would seem to say these aren't worth what you are trying to get out of them or what you are trying to sell them for. A lot of people are upset, claiming that what they're doing is a complete ripoff, or basically what they're doing just isn't right. So today I'm going to talk to you guys about that. This is the 2011 Topps Canary 1/1 Babe Ruth card. Now, obviously, this card is incredible. Not only is it a 1/1, but it's a 1/1 of one of the best players of all time. Now, I'm thrilled about this card because it grades great, and it is a card that I believe is worth, if it would have been sold back in 2011, maybe a little over $1,000. Today, I didn't expect it to be where it is, and I'll get into that eventually. Now, I will say, obviously, this is not the world's rarest baseball card. Yes, it is a 1/1, but there are thousands of 1/1s out there. For every set where there's, I don't know, like let's say Topps, where they go into the 300s on a regular set, there's 300 1/1s, just one for each player in that set. So we know this isn't the rarest card, but it is up there with probably some of the best 1/1s out there that aren't material, autographed jersey cards, logo mans, NFL Shield kind of stuff. Now, I will say originally the seller did want $125,000 for this card, which to everybody in human existence seems insurmountable and slightly insane. Guys, this is enough to buy an autographed baseball of Babe Ruth. This is enough to buy authentic game-used items, and I even looked up Babe Ruth's rookie card. Babe Ruth's rookie card was about $100,000 at auction, which means they want you to spend more on this 1/1 than you could get for a card that actually has some great history. Yes, a rare card, obviously not as rare as a 1/1 because there are multiple out there. And basically, you're looking at this card from the standpoint of, yikes, that is a steep price, and I highly doubt anybody would buy that. Well, that's exactly what happened. Multiple times this was put up, bids were rejected, offers rejected, and it was finally put up with a starting bid on eBay of 99 cents. So basically what I'm thinking is, okay, this will be a fun auction to watch. It was put up for 10 days. It was promoted as the holy grail of cards, which for me, the holy grail is the T206, Honus Wagner, of course. And basically what we're looking at is a card that isn't going to go for as much as that, but nonetheless is still out there. Now, if you were already laughing at the insurmountable amount of money the person wants for this card, this is the same person that you guys may know as trying to sell a Ronald Acuna Big League, which are those like $1 packs you can find in Walmart. Blue background. It was a BGS, I think 9.5 out of 10. It was a pop 1, so basically only one card so far at that time had been graded that high of that exact card, and therefore they wanted hundreds, maybe thousands of dollars for it. I don't honestly recall, but it was still insane. Now, he tried to sell this another card from Allen and Ginter for around the same price, a couple $100. And it was just a miscut card with creases in it. It was a St. Louis Cardinals player. I think it was Mikolas. I pulled the autograph actually that year that it was out. And the lowest he wanted for that miscut was $100-ish, which never happened. As for the Acuna, it was finally put up at a 99-cent auction, and it only went for $53. So in the end, most people probably think these sales are not only jokes, but they are ripoffs, like I stated before. I didn't draw exact quotes from anybody as to say this person said this, because typically I do need to ask for permission. I'm also not trying to make anybody upset through this. I'm not shouting out the account or the person who has this card up for sale on eBay or the Twitter person who is promoting it as theirs. Irregardless, it is put up on eBay right now, and when I wrote down these notes yesterday, it was at $1,391, and today it is at $1,491 with 81 bids, 7 days, and 3 hours left. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. That's a lot more than I expected. And yes, I agree with you. It is a graded card. It is a 1/1. It is Babe Ruth. It is a 9.5 overall grade on surface, edges, centering, edges, surfacing, and a 9 on corners, which averages about a 9.5. Great card. Crazy card. I believe at one point it was actually sold for $400. And already this person is going to be making more than they spent if they were the person who bought it for $400. Now, this listing is a little fishy, and I did go to some comments to find this stuff out. First of all, this is a private listing, which means you can't see who is driving up the price. People could be basically building this price up and making it be more than it should be. Also, the Twitter seller has stated, and this is the same person who's selling it on eBay, that the bidder doesn't have 100 plus positive ratings, their bid will be canceled, which again seems a little odd. I understand they want somebody trustworthy, but when I started out on eBay and I bought stuff, I paid, and that's just how it goes. Everybody starts somewhere. Here's my ending thoughts on this episode, guys, as we approach about 7.5 minutes of talking. He will cancel it once it doesn't sell for as much as he wanted, which I believe will happen, or it won't be paid for, and somebody will literally bid as a joke. Because this kind of is a joke, unfortunately, in the card world, where people just want more money than what stuff is worth. It's like the 80s and 90s cards that people go, I have some old cards, and these are worth a penny or a nickel each. Even if they're a good rookie, they're worth maybe $1. That's the unfortunate side of our hobby, and this kind of stuff does happen from time to time, and with this account, all the time. So that is it. That is my opinion, guys. I appreciate you guys for listening. Of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We are getting so close to another giveaway. At 600 subs, we're giving away a baseball or a football boombox. That is it for me on this one, guys. Thanks again. Hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I will talk to you all later.